Fabulous. And I blow kisses back to all of you. Yes. All right, let's get comfy here, my friends. Let's start out in a seat. I had a few more people come on here, so I'm just going to check in, make sure everybody good. Okay. So we'll start out in a seat, whatever that seat looks and feels like for you. So you're always welcome to sit directly on your mat, legs loosely crossed. You can sit on your shins, of course. You are certainly welcome to start out your practice in a chair or seated up against the wall. Those are more supportive and comfortable spots for you. Please feel free to make your way there. And then once you make your way to your seat, whatever that looks like for you, feel free to make those physical movements that we typically start with, rolling of the shoulders, rocking of the head side to side. Maybe rock your knees side to side, or even swing those arms up overhead. Whatever feels good to help you physically settle. I'll make my way here to my mat. So continue with those little movements to get yourself comfortable and settled. We'll just take a few more moments here to come into the physical body. When you're ready, you can feel free to gently blink your eyes closed if you haven't already. And then we can begin to bring the body into stillness here. However you find your seat, think about rooting down with your sit bones, elongating the spine all the way through the crown of the head so we have a nice dignified spine here. And then you can rest your hands on your thighs or in your lap, whatever feels good for you. Shifting our focus from our physical body here over to our breath. And allowing some deeper breaths to begin to take over here. As you inhale, think about expanding the front, back, and sides of the rib cage, so get nice and voluminous. And then as you exhale, allow yourself to release and to let go. We'll take a few more big full rounds of breath here together. Taking one more full breath, expand that rib cage. Release and let go. Then we'll settle in the seat for just a few moments here as we talk about intentions. Feel free to keep your eyes closed and just settle. So when we invite ourselves to set an intention for our yoga practice, it allows us to bring single pointed focus onto one particular thing in that practice. And it helps us figure out simultaneously how to strengthen and how to soften in the more difficult moments of practice. The great thing about yoga is that what we learn on the mat can help inform how we work through the rest of our day. And so allowing yourself to set an intention for the mat can have a ripple effect out to how you approach all of the rest of your daily activities and things that happen in life. This week in particular, I've needed to focus on my breath. As things get crazy in the world, we find ourselves holding our breath, and that certainly adds to stress and anxiety. So I invite you today to just set the simple intention to come back to your breath if a pose gets strenuous or your mind wanders or you feel a little stressed out. Just come back to your breath, focus on the inhale and expanding the rib cage. Focus on the exhale to release and let go. Let's take one more intentional breath here. Inhale and exhale. Maintaining that nice, tall, dignified spine. We'll inhale those arms all the way overhead, pressing those palms together. As we exhale, draw thumbs to heart center here, sending our intention of focus on the breath out to the universe. Twice more. Here we are. Inhale those arms overhead. Exhaling, thumbs to heart center. Last time. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, thumbs to heart center. And then we'll take a gentle side bend each way. Inhale those arms overhead this time. As we exhale, we'll take a gentle side bend to the right. You might not go very far. That's okay. Continue to root down with those sit bones. And keep that chest nice and open. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale brings ourselves back to center. Elongate that spine. Exhaling, taking our side bend the other way. Again, that chest stays nice and open. Keeping palms pressed together if you can. One more breath in. And out. And then we'll inhale ourselves back to center. As we exhale, draw thumbs to heart center here. Beautiful. Let's make our way over to our tabletop position to continue our warm-up. Continuing to focus on that breath. As we set up our tabletop, make sure the shoulders are stacked over those wrists. Spread your fingers really wide. Knees should be about hip distance apart here, and then you can tuck or untuck your toes. Cat-cow together. Here we go. Inhale to drop the belly, lifting the gaze, lifting the tailbone. And exhaling, push the mat away, dome the upper back. Beautiful. Inhale to drop the belly, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. And exhale, push the mat away. One more time, inhale, allow the belly to drop, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. And exhale, pushing the mat away. Coming back to our neutral tabletop here, let's inhale that right leg straight behind us. Flex that right foot, so we're not pointed, we flex it. Keep those hips nice and level, and then when you're ready, we'll lift that left arm up, thumb up towards the sky. Nice long balancing tiger here. Full breath in. Big breath out. Take one more inhale. Keep the leg lifted, drop the arm down. We'll bend the right knee and make big hip circles on that right side. Let's take those circles the opposite direction here. One more. And then when we inhale, we're going to extend that right leg straight behind us, level off those hips again. As we exhale, we'll take the right foot to the outside of the left for a gentle IT bend stretch on the right side. Trying to keep shoulders stacked over wrists. Take another breath in and a breath out. And then we'll inhale that right leg straight behind us, level hips, exhaling ourselves back to our tabletop, and we'll take it the other side. So we'll inhale left leg straight behind us, flex that foot, right, not pointed, flexed. And then when you're ready, that right arm comes up, thumb up towards the ceiling. Take a full round of breath in. Big breath out. One more inhale here. Keep that leg up. We'll drop the right hand down. And then we'll bend that left knee, make those big hip circles on that left side. Let's take those circles the opposite direction here. Once more, and then when you inhale, extend that left leg straight behind you, level off your hips, and then we'll exhale back to our tabletop. Let's do one more cat-cow, follow our breath. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone, and exhale, push the mat away. Come on back to our tabletop position, untuck your toes and shift your hips towards your heels to find a child's pose here for one big breath. Inhale. Exhale. And then we'll make our way through tabletop, tuck those toes under, exhale, hips to sky, finding downward facing dog. So if we need to adjust those feet or hands, please feel free to do so. Spread your fingers wide. First down dog can be a little tight, a little awkward. So just settle in, bend and straighten those knees if you'd like to. Let's take one more breath. Inhale. And exhale. And then let's send those hips a little bit higher. Take our baby steps here towards the top of the mat. Coming into a forward fold once you arrive. Feel free to put as much bend in those knees as you need to here on our first forward fold. Then we'll bring hands to shins, inhaling to a flat back, preparing the spine. Exhale to fold all the way down. Twice more just like that. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhaling to fold. Once more, hands to shins. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold all the way down. Let's come all the way up to standing here, my friends. Root down through those feet. Bring that torso all the way up. Inhale those arms up overhead. And exhale, thumbs through, heart center, mountain pose. Tadasana. Beautiful. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward and all the way down. Hands come to shins. Inhaling to a halfway lift. And exhale, plant those hands firmly. Let's take ourselves back to downward facing dog. Take a big inhale. Full exhale. Let's inhale that right leg towards the ceiling. Bend that right knee and make those big hip circles. One more time. We'll take those circles the other way here. And then on your next inhale, extend that right leg straight behind you, square off your hips. As you exhale, step that right foot forward, drop your back knee down, coming into our first low leg lunge of today. Stack that right knee on top of that right ankle. Try to square those hips, shoulders over hips here. I like to keep my back toe tucked under in this pose. Fingertips reach up when you're ready, melt shoulder blades down. Let's find 3 breaths. Here we are. One more breath. Inhale. As we exhale, left fingers come down, right fingers to the sky. Take our twist. 3 breaths here. One more breath. Inhale. As we exhale, unwinding ourselves here. Tuck those back toes, lift that back knee, and step ourselves back to downward facing dog. Full breath in. Big breath out. Inhaling left leg towards the ceiling here, and then when you're ready, bend that left knee. Make those big hip circles again. Let's take in the other direction. And then on your next inhale, extend that left leg straight behind you, level your hips. Exhale to step that left foot forward, drop that back knee down. Come on up, low leg lunge left side. Check alignment always. Left knee's on top of that left ankle. Try to level those hips off here if we can. Back toe stays tucked. Fingertips up when you're ready. Settle in for 3 breaths. One more breath. Inhale. As we exhale, right fingers down, left fingers to the sky, taking our twist here. 3 breaths. One more. Let's inhale. As we exhale, unwind. Gently lift that back knee, and we'll take ourselves back to downward facing dog. Let's find a full breath in here. And a big breath out. Then we'll inhale those hips a little bit higher when you're ready. Take your baby steps or one big step this time to the top of the mat, finding our forward fold again. Again, as much of a bend in those knees as you need. We'll bring hands to shins 1 time, inhaling to a halfway lift. Exhaling to fold down. Coming all the way up to standing when you're ready. Pressing those palms together overhead, you're welcome to gaze up. And then we'll exhale, thumbs through, heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. Beautiful. Let's continue this flow. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhaling to fold forward and all the way down. Let's grab opposite elbows this time, or grab onto those big toes, sending that breath into those hamstrings here. A micro bend in those knees is great if you need it. Head is heavy. One more full breath here. Let's inhale. Exhale into those hamstrings. And then unhook those hands wherever you have them. Halfway lift, coming to our flat back, breath in. And then we'll exhale to plant those hands. Let's take it back to find downward facing dog. Finding a big breath in here. And a full breath out. Let's inhale that right leg towards the ceiling when you're ready. Nice square hips here, flex that foot. As we exhale, we're going to step that foot forward. Keep this back knee lifted here. Finding our first full-size crescent lunge, right side. So let's settle in here. Again, that right knee stacks on top of that right ankle. Hips are nice and square here. Press firmly through the ball of the back foot. Melt those shoulder blades down. Find your breath. 3 breaths here. Let's take 1 more breath. Inhale. Keep that torso nice and tall. As we exhale, we're going to upright twist over to the right. So keeping the shoulders over those hips here. Arms reach forward and backwards. Stay in those legs. Finding a big inhale. Full exhale. 2 more breaths here. 1 more. As we exhale, left fingers down, right fingers to the sky. We keep our twist here, rooting down through the mat. If you need to drop your back knee down here, like we did before, you're welcome to it. One more big inhale. As we exhale, we unwind, plant those hands firmly, and then we make our way back to downward facing dog. Full breath in. Big breath out. Let's inhale that left leg towards the ceiling. Nice square hips here. Flex that foot. Exhaling to step it forward. Keep your back knee lifted again. Reach down through those feet to rise that torso up. Left knee stacks on top of that left ankle. Work those nice square hips. Press through the ball of the back foot. Settle in 3 breaths. One more inhale here. As we exhale, we upright twist to the left. Beautiful. Shoulders stay over those hips. Arms reach forward and backward. 3 breaths right here. One more inhale. As we exhale, right fingers down, left fingers to the sky. Keeping that twist. If that back knee has to come down, we've been there before. Totally okay. That's up to you. One more inhale right here. As we exhale, carefully unwind, and we'll make our way back to downward facing dog. Let's take a big inhale. Full exhale. Setting those hips a little bit higher, walk, step, or float to the top of the mat. Coming into our forward fold here. Once you arrive, hands coming to shins, inhaling to a halfway lift, prepare that spine. Exhaling to fold all the way down. Coming all the way up to standing when you're ready. Root down to rise up, palms press overhead, breath in. And exhale, thumbs through, heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. Beautiful, bring those feet all the way together. We'll start with hands on hips, like we usually do for the first one, chair pose, sitting it back and down. Ankles are together, calves are together, thighs are together. When you look down, you should be able to see your toes. I don't want you forward of them. Beautiful. Square hips, sitting those hips back and down. And then you're welcome to keep your hands on your hips or draw arms overhead. 3 breaths here. One more breath. Let's inhale. And exhale. Then we'll inhale to stand all the way up. Press your palms together, straighten those legs. Exhaling to fold forward and all the way down. Separate those feet to hip distance here. And then again, either grab opposite elbows or grab those big toes. Let's find 3 breaths. Head is heavy. Breathe into those hamstrings. And then we're going to hook those hands. Place as much of a bend in your knees as you need to get your hands on the ground. If you would like to use a block here, you can use a block. So hands are on the ground. We're going to start out with a twist so that I can face you here. So root your right hand onto the ground, left hand to your left hip. And then we're going to start to rotate our torso open to the left. As we do so, our left knee is going to straighten a little bit. Right knee is going to bend even more so that right hand keeps contact with the floor. And then as you continue to rotate, you can stay here. You can draw that left arm up. Beautiful. If your hand is on a block, that's a great place to be too. You'll just be up a little bit. 3 breaths. Reach down firmly through both feet and that one hand. One more breath, my friends. Here we are. Inhale. Stay right here for your exhale. And then we're going to draw that left hand back to that left hip. Square off those shoulders back to center. Bend into both knees again. And then we switch. So as much of a bend in our knees as we need to get that left hand on the ground. Draw your right hand to your right hip. And then we start to rotate torso open to the right. That right knee is going to go straight. Left knee is going to bend. As you continue, you can keep right hand on right hip or draw right arm up. 3 breaths. One more breath. Let's inhale here. Stay right here for your exhale. And then we're going to unwind it. Right hand back to right hip. Come on back to center. And then you can bend and straighten those knees as much as you want to. And then when you're ready, hands come to shins, inhaling to a flat back. And then we'll exhale to root those hands down. Let's take it back to downward facing dog. We're going to take 3 breaths here. So you can stay in down dog or drop to child's pose if you'd prefer. One more breath, my friends. Here we are. Inhale. And exhale. If you're in child's pose, come on back up to downward facing dog. And then from down dog, all of us are going to lift that right leg towards the ceiling. Nice square hips here. Breath in. Exhale to step that right foot forward. Back knee stays lifted. Coming back up into crescent lunge. We've been here before, so check yourself out. Check that alignment. See how everything feels. Settle in. Finding one more big breath here. Inhale. And exhale. And then we'll inhale those thumbs together at heart center. Exhale, taking a nice twist over to the right. So our left tricep hooks on that right thigh. You can continue to look down at those right toes if you want, or you can take a gaze over to the right. Press through those feet, everybody. Here we are. Let's take one more breath. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to reverse this. So bring your torso back to center. Torso comes up, reach those arms up. Inhale. And then we'll exhale to pivot open to warrior 2. Beautiful. Adjust those feet as you need to. If you have to scoot something around, that's okay. Right knee's on top of that right ankle. Right toes are forward. Push through the outer blade of that left foot as well. Square off those hips here so that we're not popped up or down. Shoulders over hips. Here we are. 3 breaths right here. One more. Let's inhale. Exhale. Breath and movement. Here we go. Inhale those arms overhead. Straighten your right knee. You can look up. Exhale back to warrior 2. Let's do that again. Inhale, arms up, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, warrior 2. One more time. Inhale, reach up, gaze up. Exhale ourselves to warrior 2 here. And then upper body stays straight in your right knee. Reach your right fingers forward, coming into triangle pose, right side. So there's lots of options for what your triangle looks like here. Root down through your feet. Your right hand can be on your shin, your foot, or the floor. We want to try to keep our chest open to the side. So if your left shoulder starts to drop down towards the floor, back out of it a little bit to open up. Look at that. Good. 3 breaths. One more breath right here, everybody. Here we are. Good. Let's look down at those right toes. We're going to drop our left hand down to the inside of that right foot, square off those hips, and walk your right foot out to the right as we find lizard lunge. Look at that. So both hands are down here. That right foot is nice and flat. Those right toes point forward. Try to stack your right knee on top of your right ankle here. You are welcome to keep your back knee lifted, or you can drop your back knee down. Completely up to you. Toes tucked is probably the better way, but if your knee comes down, you can untuck your toes. We're going to stay on our hands here rather than dropping to forearms. And let's find that breath again. One more breath. How about it? Inhale. And exhale. If your back knee is on the mat, lift it off the mat. And then when you're ready, we're going to carefully step our left foot forward to the outside of our left hand, coming into a wider footed forward fold here. Toes continue to point forward. Put as much of a bend in your knees as you need to get your hands on the ground. Head is heavy. 3 breaths. One more breath, here we go. Inhale and exhale. And then we're going to carefully heel to those feet into hip distance again, just to make it a little bit easier here. Hands come to shins, inhaling to a halfway lift. As we exhale, plant those hands firmly. Let's take it back. Downward facing dog. Finding a full breath in. And a big breath out. We'll inhale that left leg towards the ceiling here. Exhale to step it forward. Back knee stays lifted. Crescent lunge left side. Who remembers the flow? Let's see. Left knee's on top of that left ankle here. Square off those hips. Settle into those legs here. Find your breath. Find your alignment. One more full round of breath here. And then we'll inhale those palms together at heart center. Exhale, taking our twist over to the left. Right tricep hooks on that left thigh. You can keep looking down at those left toes, or you can look over to the left. Press through the ball of the back foot as well to keep that stability. One more breath, everybody. Let's inhale. Stay here for your exhale. And then we have to unwind ourselves back to crescent lunge. So come back to center, draw that torso up, press through those feet, arms reach up, find a full inhale. As we exhale, we pivot open to warrior 2. Look at that. Settle in, shoulders over hips. Left toes are pointing forward, that left knee stacks. Press firmly through the blade of that back right foot here. 3 breaths, here we are. One more breath, let's inhale. And exhale. Breath and movement, here we go. Let's straighten that left knee, reach those arms up overhead, inhale. Exhale back to warrior 2. Twice more, inhale, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, warrior 2. One more time, inhale, reach up and gaze up. Exhaling to warrior 2. And then we straighten that left knee again, reach those left fingers forward, coming into triangle pose. Left side, left hand can find the shin, the foot, or the floor. My left side is so tight. Goodness. Reach those right fingers up. Try to keep that chest open. Find those 3 breaths. One more breath here. Let's inhale. And exhale. We gaze down at those left toes here. We'll bring both hands down to the inside of that left foot. Bend into that left knee and pivot that foot out to the outer edge of the mat, coming into lizard lunge. Look at that. Left knee's on top of that left ankle, left toes point forward here. You're welcome to keep that back knee lifted or drop that back knee down. That's up to you. We'll stay on those hands. Find those 3 breaths again. One more breath, let's get it. If that back knee is on the mat, lift that back knee up. And then when you're ready, we're going to carefully step our right foot to the outside of our right hand, coming again into our wide-footed forward fold. Again, as much of a bend in those knees as you want. As long as those hands are on the ground, you can straighten those knees as much as you want to. 3 breaths here. One more breath. Let's inhale. And exhale. And then this time we're going to point those toes out, slightly heels in. Drop those hips down, coming into our yogi squat. I like to face you guys for this one. So I've been coaching this a lot lately with a block under the hips. Not required, but a great option here. Engage your outer butt cheeks, right, your outer thighs, to get those knees the same direction as those toes. The block can help you activate that. Torso's up nice and tall. If you don't have a block or you don't need a block, your hips might have to come up a little bit to get those knees wide and that chest up, right? And then you can draw hands together if you want to. You can find another arm version with this pose. If you want a challenge today, which some people like on a Friday, some people don't, you can draw those arms up overhead. Completely up to you. Try all versions of it. We have 3 breaths. One more breath, let's do it. Inhale. Exhale. Then we'll drop those hands down. Send those hips towards the sky. You can bend and straighten those knees. And then we'll heel toe our feet into hip distance. Let me get myself to the top of my mat again. Hands come to shins when you are ready for an inhale. And then as you exhale, plant your hands firmly. Let's take it all the way back to downward facing dog. We're going to take 3 breaths here again. So if you would like a child's pose, please feel free to take it. If you're in child's pose, come on back up to downward facing dog. And then from down dog, we'll inhale that right leg towards the ceiling here. Square hips, exhale to step it forward. Pop up onto those fingertips here, and then we're going to step our left foot about halfway forward to find pyramid pose. So our right toes point forward in this posture. Our left toes can point out slightly. We want to make sure we root through both feet here so we're not too heavy on the front foot. And then that left hip is going to want to pop up. We want to try to square those hips off here. Fingertips, if you need blocks or props or whatever you have, you can use them, or you can make your way to the ground. Send your breath particularly into your right hamstring. Let's take 3 breaths. One more full breath. Here we are. Inhale. Exhale. And then we're going to step that left foot back again. Bend your right knee, coming back into a lunge position. Drop that back knee down. Reach those right fingers to the sky. Take a twist. We've been here before, my friends. You can stay exactly here, or you can bend that left knee, reach back with the right hand for the quad stretch. 3 breaths. If you have the foot, gently release it. Let's bring both hands down, and then we're going to walk our right foot over to the left here, coming right into pigeon pose today. So drop your right shin down. Your back knee is already on the ground. Let's carefully set ourselves up here. You got to love that flow. Hamstring, quad, hips, right? So right knee is wider than that right hip. Try to square off those hips towards the ground as much as you can. Nice straight line from left hip to left foot. And as always, just see how it feels today. It might not feel the same as it did a different day. That's okay. Stay mindful of this pose today. You're welcome to stay upright. You can start to fold forward onto those forearms. You can always fold all the way down to the belly. Breath into that right hip here. And we're going to find 8 full rounds of breath. So settle in. 2 more full breath. Let's inhale. Full exhale. 1 more time. Big deep breath in. A complete breath out. And then from wherever you are, we'll all carefully come back up to those hands. Let's tuck those back toes under, lift that back knee, and we'll carefully make our way back to downward facing dog. Pedal it out as much as you'd like, bend and straighten those knees. Let's find that breath again. And then when you are ready, inhale, lifts that left leg towards the ceiling here. And exhale, steps it all the way forward. We pop up onto those fingertips, and then we step our right foot about halfway forward to find pyramid pose on our left side. So let's check that alignment, just like we did before. Left toes point forward, right toes are gonna point out slightly here. We want equal pressure between both feet, so we don't wanna be too heavy on that front foot. And then that right hip is gonna wanna pop up and open. We wanna try to square those hips off. If you need props, that's great. Hands on the mat is also great. 3 breaths. One more breath. Let's inhale. And exhale. And then we're going to step that right foot back again, coming back into our lunge position. So you bend into that left knee. Drop your back knee down. Root those right fingers down. Left fingers to the sky, low leg lunge twist, right? We've been here before. So if you want to stay here, you can. If you want the quad stretch, bend that right knee, reach back with that left hand. 3 breaths wherever you are. If you have the foot, gently release. We'll square off that torso back to center here. And then walk that left foot over to the right, dropping that left shin down, coming into pigeon pose on our left side. So our left knee is wider than that left hip. If your hips are up and you need a pillow, blanket, or block underneath that butt cheek for support, please feel free to sit on something. Nice straight line from the right hip to the right foot. And then this side might feel different than the other side, that's okay. Find the posture with the upper body that feels best for you, upright or folded forward. And then we make our way through 8 breaths. Settle in. Two more full rounds of breath. One more big breath. Let's inhale. And exhale. And then we'll gently make our way back to an upright torso here. Root down firmly through both of those hands. Spread those fingers wide. Tuck your toes under. Lift your back knee. And then we carefully step our way back to downward facing dog. Let's take a full round of breath in. And a big round of breath out. And then we'll inhale our knees down to the mat here, exhaling hips to heels. For child's pose, we'll take 3 breaths here. Walk those fingertips towards the top of the mat if you want to. And then we're going to carefully bring that torso all the way up. So we're sitting here on our shins. Roll the shoulders back, chest forward. Take a big inhale. Full exhale. And then we're just going to gently swing our legs forward here. We're all the way down on our mat already. Look at that. Perfect. So root down through those sit bones. I'm just going to scoot forward here. Root down through your sit bones, toes up towards the sky. Let's inhale a super tall torso. Reach it all the way up. Exhaling to fold forward and all the way down. 3 breaths here. And we'll gently bring that torso all the way up here. We're gonna keep our left leg where it is, bend that right knee. So we'll keep that right foot planted to the inside of that left inner thigh here. Keep that left leg engaged and straight. We'll take our right hand just behind our right hip here. Inhale, left arm up and overhead, tall spine. As we exhale, you can either hook your elbow around your right knee or take a full rotational twist. Use that right hand to help guide you. Let's find 3 breaths. We'll inhale ourselves back to center. We'll take a gentle counter twist over to the left, and then you have an option to drop that left hand down. Take those hips up towards the sky. Option here, you don't have to do this. Inhale, exhale, hips down. And then we extend those legs forward, taking the twist to the other side. Beautiful. Right leg stays straight, left knee bends. So keep that left foot nice and flat here. We'll take our left hand just behind our left hip here, fingertips or flat palm. Inhale that right arm up overhead. Exhale to either hook the elbow or take the full twist. Let your left hand help guide you around. Keep that right leg engaged into the ground here. 3 breaths. And then on your next inhale, make your way through center, counter twist over to the right, option to drop that right hand down, press through those feet, hips up, full breath in, and exhale, lower down. And then we'll take those legs forward, shake them out a little bit, draw those knees in towards your chest, forearms around shins, and we'll make our way all the way back. Woo! We have arrived. Make those circles with those knees if you'd like to. And then when you feel ready, you can drop those feet on the mat. Feet are about hip distance apart here. Arms can take up as much space as you'd like. We're taking a basic twist today, everybody. Full inhale, shoulder blades stay down. Exhale, knees fall to the right here. Let's keep that gaze looking up towards the ceiling here. Nice neutral neck, allowing the twist through the rib cage. One more breath, let's inhale. Let's exhale. And then we'll inhale those knees back through center. Exhale those knees over to the left, taking our gentle twist to the left side. Shoulder blades stay melted down, back of the head stays on the mat. Continue gazing up at the ceiling. Let's find those 3 breaths. One more breath. And we'll inhale those knees back to center. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Reach in between those thighs to find our fabulous happy baby here. Grabbing onto the toes, arches or ankles, and you can rock side to side. We'll take 5 breaths in this one today. One more full breath. Let's inhale. And exhale. And then we'll gently draw those knees together. Extend those legs up towards the sky here. Draw your toes towards your face. Nice straight line from your sacrum all the way up to your heels here. And then you're welcome to stay here if this is comfortable. You can make your way over to the wall and take legs up the wall, which is super restorative. You can draw the bottoms of your feet together, take your knees out to the side if that's a better posture for you. Or any other postures you'd like to take to finish out your practice today. Continue to find that breath. We have a few moments of yogi playtime here, so find those postures that you need. you've chosen to take an additional round of twists, make sure you balance yourself out. Take a twist to each side. If there's a transitional posture you'd like to take, again, like legs up the wall or bottoms of the feet together, knees out to the side, you're welcome to shift into that. And of course, if you're ready for full Shavasana, feel free to make your way there. Once you find that you're ready for your final resting posture of today's practice, making your way all the way down onto your back, legs are long, coming out to the width of the mat. Head, shoulders, and hips are heavy on the ground. Allow those arms to take up as much space as you'd like to here. Feel free to add any pillows or blankets to this posture, whatever feels best for you. And then once you have settled into full corpse pose, take a full breath all the way in. Exhale into the support of the earth beneath you and enjoy. Let's take a full breath all the way in and a complete breath all the way out. Gently begin to wiggle those fingers, toes. Gently roll those wrists and ankles. And feel free to rock your head side to side. When you feel ready, you can extend those arms all the way overhead, getting as long as you can from your fingertips to your toes. And then take a big sweet breath all the way in. As you exhale, draw your knees in towards your chest, wrap your forearms around your shins, give yourself a big hug. In your own time, making your way over to your favorite side in a fetal position. And we'll take a moment of pause in this posture as we always do, calling to mind who in our lives we are grateful for. With a heart full of gratitude, use both hands to bring you up to a comfortable seat. Thumbs joined together at heart center once you arrive. Eyes open or closed, your choice here. We'll close out our practice time together with one more full round of breath. Let's inhale and exhale. The light inside of me loves and honors the light inside each of you. Namaste. Namaste and kittens, everyone. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Yay. I hope to see you all on Monday.
Thank you, Courtney.
Thank you. See you on Monday.
Thank you.
That's great.
Thank you, Courtney. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Happy weekend.
Courtney. Thank you, Courtney.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.